Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello, and a warm welcome to Ravichandran Swaminathan ji. Sir, welcome. Again, new stories unfolding on Microsoft and Bill Gates. Bill Gates is busy doing other things, but his products and his customers, entire world is suffering for want of proper diagnosis. Because I'm a doctor by profession, I say proper diagnosis. Because Gates reached once again. Now we are breaking this news to the world again. Ominous clouds ahead. I will just show you that photograph so that you will understand. This is what is happening. Ominous clouds ahead as Bill Gates, Microsoft breached again, which they said they have rectified and all nonsense. Malaysia has sued and Indian Prime Minister and the Indian Parliament is in a sleeping mode. Why they are not discussing such an important issue? Likewise, the killings of innocent persons in Wayanad because of landslides and those three unfortunate UPSC souls who lost their lives for no fault of theirs because of corrupt IAS lobby permitting illegal construction. So such wonderful and such things which disturb the society, and they are not being discussed. Yes, price rise, so many things. NTA, paper leak. What happened? Why Supreme Court was trying to be very selective? So and so forth. Those are important issues. But through DRTSPR channels and Ravichandran Swaminathan ji, we humbly pray to those departed souls in Wayanad and Kozhikode who lost their souls, and also to UPSC trained students in Delhi. We pray for their souls to rest in peace and our heartfelt condolences to all of them. At the same time, we are mourning the software giant Microsoft Gates breach again. So we are mourning the software giant Bill Gates diversifying his funds into unnecessary things to control the world in the name of vaccines. He is trying to put people into health hazards, thereby again preparing artificial food, artificial beef meat in the laboratory, while ignoring the worldwide customers, Microsoft products customers, breach after breach. What is happening? Last time we have seen health sector, travel sector, airlines, and many sectors have come to a standstill. Now another breach. What is happening? This blue scare, clouds, ominous clouds ahead. So that is why this photograph, these are the ominous clouds, dark clouds mingled with those. The sky should have been very clear. Am I right, Ravichandran Swaminathan? The clouds which store the data should have been clear. What about the bank's data, our official data, personal data of the world? Where is it going? Who is hacking it? What will happen to us when our personal data goes? With that, I don't know. I'm just a naive and innocent man. What about the defense data if that is the case? When the data is being breached, is it not everything? And we were shouting at the top of my, what happened to ISRO's boss, Atmanirbhar? So many Modi followers across India. Why are you not questioning? Remove all this Microsoft nonsense. Go for our boss. Why coup? Our Indian response to Twitter has stopped working since a long time. Modi or Amit Shah doesn't have, because they are dictated either through teleprompter or to written replies. That is how we said abolish UPSC, IAS, IPS. This has become a scourge of the nation. Sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. One reason why there is a disturbance in this recording of this conversation that I am having with Dr. Reddy could be due to cyber attacks on Microsoft and Amazon Web. Both of them have been under cyber attack yesterday. Now Microsoft Cloud was affected. Microsoft 365 was affected. Amazon Web Cloud Web Services were affected. I'll come back to that later. Initially, Microsoft said that their services were slowed down when they said that it was slowed down, that gave an indication that it could possibly be a denial of service attack. It could be a DDoS attack. And today in the afternoon, Microsoft has come out with a statement saying that due to sudden surge in the number of due to a sudden surge in the number of usages, Microsoft was slowed down. But actually, it was a DDoS attack, and that Microsoft has confirmed it, that it had suffered a DDoS attack initially, and the security steps that they took. This is more important. The DDoS attack was identified initially, and Microsoft took some security steps to stop it. And instead of stopping the DDoS attack, what happened was it amplified the attack. The DDoS attack was amplified by the security steps that Microsoft took, and that because of that, Microsoft services were affected throughout New Zealand, mainly New Zealand, Australia, and other places. Now, this raises a lot of questions. If a cloud like Microsoft Azure can be attacked, can be subject to a cyber attack, and the steps that Microsoft is taking to identify the attack and prevent it actually helps the attack, then there is something wrong with the security system at Microsoft. Because on 19th July, we saw that their own security agency uploaded a defective update and caused about 8.5 million devices to crash, and cost the global economy more than $6 billion, and they are still counting the costs. It is not that it is over. Now, yesterday, there is another breach in the Microsoft system, and this time, the security protocol, instead of stopping the attack, actually helped it initially. That means it raises questions about the security system handling at Microsoft. It raises a lot of questions there. The more worrying thing is, today morning, a giant software accounting software firm, Xero, XERO, they reported that their services were being, there was an outage in their services, and they identified Amazon Web Services or Amazon Cloud for the slowing down or the outage. Then subsequently, Amazon Web Services also came out with a statement saying that their cloud had also been affected. They have not said it has been attacked, but this raises a very serious questions. How safe are the cloud storages that these two biggest monopolies of cloud storage are having? And if their cloud storage is being attacked like this and outages are being affected, then it shows that these cloud storages are vulnerable to attacks. Now, that raises a very serious questions, because a lot of critical data is being stored in these two clouds. And our people in India, banks and other agencies, corporates, they have signed agreements with Microsoft and Amazon to store their data in the cloud. Now, you don't know when the cloud is going to crash and what will happen to the data. Even now, the companies do not know if their data is being stolen. They do not know who is behind this attack on the clouds. They do not know the damage, actual damage that has been caused or is being caused right now. This is a major issue which has to be discussed, which has to be debated. By whom? By technical people. But today, it is non-technical people like Dr. Reddy and Ravichandran who are discussing this. Today, it is non-technical people like Dr. Reddy who is bringing out the first information that Microsoft outage has occurred. Amazon Web Services are down. I mean, this is shameful. Actually, Certain should have come out with an advisory today morning saying that Amazon services are down or Microsoft services are down. Even last time it took 24 hours for Certain to come out with an advisory. And Dr. Reddy, you beat Certain by about 4-5 hours. Your advisory came 5 hours earlier.
What about today?
Today it has not come out yet.
Right.
Today it has not come out yet as it is.
So-
No advisory has come out from Certain.
Right.
And CrowdStrike issued a advisory saying that there are a number of sites which are impersonating CrowdStrike and offering services and hacking into systems. That advisory also came from Certain almost about 72 or 48 hours later. Certain is supposed to be computer emergency response team. Emergency is after the patient is dead is of no use. Like giving medicines to a dead person. What is the point in giving an advisory 24 hours after I know that my services are down? So this is a major issue which has to be debated in Parliament. Today, what are we seeing in Parliament? Nobody is discussing about the budget. Nobody is discussing about major outages which is happening throughout the globe. What is the loss that is suffered by this country? Nobody is talking about Wayanad environmental destruction. I don't know if you remember, Dr. Reddy. We had a gentleman from Kerala also who had talked on your show about environmental destruction in the Western Ghats.
Western Ghats, yeah.
That time it was clearly mentioned. I was also there. That
Adgil committee report, it is already there. Why Pinarayi Vijayan, if he doesn't understand, or his IAS officers, they don't understand. And for that sake, Amit Shah's.
Wayanad. We talked about Wayanad.
Yeah, NDRF is under Amit Shah. They have issued 2019 Wayanad landslides. The report is there. So where is the pre-monsoon preparation? That is why I said we are very pathetic situation about our elected representatives being controlled by the colonial UPSC, IAS and IPS. With I pay due respects, we salute those honest officers, but majority of them, if they had been working, do you think these type of disasters, Wayanad, Kozhikode is also down, and now the Microsoft, which we have been discussing time and again, education NTA, health NTA, and then this major disorder or disaster like UPSC, and now Microsoft, the mother of all the disasters, those precious lives were being lost. No one cares. Now the entire country, if it comes to a standstill, our data, vital data, which is in the hands of these clouds. Clouds means they store. They are with Microsoft. Right, sir? Please go ahead.
You are having a net problem, Dr. Reddy.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. You go ahead now. There seems to be some problem. I have already complained. My phone has been hacked. I filed a phone tapping case also in High Court in 2022, but same thing continues here again. So you are finding difficulty even to understand and even to come online. Is this not
the
failure?
problem with your net?
Yes, sir. That's what they are trying to interfere. Maybe even the bandwidth which I have bought is Microsoft sponsored or censured one. Go ahead, please.
There is a problem with your net, Dr. Reddy.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening. You go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir, please. So this is the problem which unfortunately our parliament is not discussing. Very unfortunate. Trying to get him online again.
Can you hear me, Dr. Reddy? See, this is the issue. Environment, we did not care about it. Wayanad is happening, about 150 people have lost their lives in that. And Rahul Gandhi, who was supposed to represent Wayanad, resigned his job. And today he is talking about caste census in the parliament. What happened to the people who voted for him in Wayanad? Don't they matter at all? People dying in Delhi due to improper or wrong constructions, improper constructions. IAS officers, local town planning officers taking
We are not being allowed to go further, but we have already nailed the issue that Microsoft gets breached once again amid chaos. What is happening now? Unable to connect.
the connection is getting cut on and off. I think probably we should stop here and take it up later. But the main issue is Microsoft has suffered a second outage. And nobody is discussing about it. Amazon cloud is also under attack. Now there is something suspicious which is going on when two major cloud providers are under attack. Dr. Reddy, to you.
Yeah, what would be the implications of this attack?
Actually, your voice is also breaking.
Now, what would be the implications of this attack? As we have seen earlier, Malaysia suing Microsoft, India keeping quiet, no discussions anywhere. And then Australia, we have seen how it has come to a ground. What will be the immediate implications of this? Yeah, what would be the immediate implications? And we are able to hear you.
You are able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Immediate implication is we are not sure whether the clouds will be able to sustain itself if there are concerted attacks on the cloud, which means all the data on the cloud. I think it is high time corporates, banks, government, whoever has got data in the cloud should take up a backup and be ready with alternate plans in case the cloud crashes again. It is going to be extremely costly if both the clouds crash. Amazon as well as Microsoft. And it will not take long for even Google Cloud to crash. Now that we know that the cloud is vulnerable. And people should think twice before putting data on the cloud, because we do not know if it crashes, the data is liable to be lost, compromised, or stolen. Nobody knows what is happening in the cloud.
So who is doing this?
Or we stop everything and bring our own storage services here in India.
Yeah, Ravichandran ji, which are the major departments or ministries or organizations you think they will be immediately affected?
Everybody. Banks are there. Private banks are there on the cloud. See, the problem is everything is interconnected. Today, if two banks who have got their data on the cloud are not able to operate, then it is going to affect the entire banking industry. And if the banking industry is going to be affected, no payments can be made. If no payments can be made, everything will come down to a standstill.
Yeah.
So we do not know actually now. We do not know.
what is going.
See,
And
the
what about
problem
the
is
data?
opacity.
Now, what about the data? Because it's financial data, personal data. What will happen to that?
If the cloud is hacked, or if the cloud crashes, or if the data is stolen, it is stolen. We will have to suffer the consequences for that. We don't have any choice. Just like now, last time, July 19th, when Microsoft outage happened, SpiceJet flights got cancelled, Indigo flights got cancelled. So like that, if it happens again, then we are into very serious problems. And my feeling is it is not going to stop now. I think there is some somebody or some organization or some state actor which is trying to disrupt the cloud storage system as it is, because they know that it is vulnerable. They will try to sabotage it or subvert it. Elections are going to happen in America. There are problems in the Middle East also now starting up. Europe is in a ferment. So there is something cooking up, there is something brewing up, and we are in for a very hard time now.
Now you mean to say now?
My suggestion is to all people who have storage in the cloud, please take backups of your data, please keep it safe in your servers, please bring it back into India and keep it, at least you will know where it is.
Now,
That is my only suggestion I can.
Now, another important question. Now, these servers, banks, if they are going for Microsoft and Amazon like clouds, don't you think they are all from America? And how is that our personal information, confidential information, financial information, or for that matter, even Aadhaar like things are being stored there? And where will you think the servers are there in India or in America?
They are in America, they are under American jurisdiction. This is against the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which the government has passed. It is against that act for the banks and all other people to keep this data in servers or in cloud outside Indian jurisdiction. This has already been pointed out. We have already told about this earlier also. Unfortunately, the ministry is not being transparent. It is not being honest. It is not sharing information with the public. This is the unfortunate position. For example, the broadcasting bill version 2, which the government is supposed to pass in this session, it is not being shared with the public. It is being shared only with selected persons with instructions that they are not to leak out this information to anybody else. Why is the government so afraid of the public knowing what they are going to pass? Are they doing something illegal? Why are they trying to conceal it? Why are they trying to hide what they are doing? Where is the transparency? Where is the accountability?
Right. So you mean to say we can move a privileged motion?
This is because the
now
opposition is not talking about.
Now, what I suggest,
Yes.
My question is, now people of India, they themselves are the constitution now. Prime Minister to Chief Minister or Cabinet Secretary to Chief Secretary, they are all public servants. Now, don't you think the constitution, the citizens of India have a right to move a privileged motion against the government, against the political parties in the parliament for not understanding the cloud systems of Amazon and Microsoft? Now both are crashing, both are outaged again, both have been hacked, for storing our sensitive data, personal information, whether it is Aadhaar or financial information, banks and health information in the form of those insurance and all. Those servers are being located somewhere else. Now, with this outage again, second outage and second crash, second hack in a course of 2 weeks, don't you think entire India is vulnerable? Don't you think we should first move a privilege motion and sue all political parties now?
We should do it. We should do it. We should first ask Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology what they are doing. We should ask Computer Emergency Response Team what they are doing. We should ask them why they have not created the infrastructure for storage inside India before passing all these laws. Now, as you rightly said, most of this data is already outside the country. Where is, suppose today we are seeing a concerted attacks on cloud. If this happens over and over again, yes, we are in a very vulnerable position. Globally, most countries are in a very vulnerable position. Should we be dependent only upon three private companies, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft for storage of our this thing? Don't governments have a responsibility? Don't organizations like Ambani or Adani have some responsibility towards this country? After all, they're also making money on this. If you can spend 5,000 crores on your son's wedding, I think you can spend 5,000 crores on creating the infrastructure for this country.
Yeah, now it is dangerous because
Why
every
is nobody
banker-
asking questions? Why are the people keeping quiet? Why are they asking questions?
Yeah, last question to you because we are hampered. Are you able to hear me? The last question is, when we have our own indigenous ISRO created BOSS technology and our own coup, it's already dying now, it's already dead, which we said to Twitter, oh, with all fanfare, BJP ministers and all started. And this Ashwini, minister of, I don't know, IT or technology, and he's also railways minister, he's failed. And why should you have such type of, he is also a bureaucrat again. That's what we say. These bureaucrats, do they understand, with due respects to his engineering background, when the country is crashing, when railways are getting affected, they have got their own indigenous technology, railways. He is not trying to put that into practice to save lives or to see that the common man's transport is derailed. The same man again is trying to hold this portfolio and trying to bring such bills and all. Now, what should a common Indian do in this case? His data, his privileged data is breached. Every time any banker or any organization, they say, what is your CIBIL score? So they are providing all our data across to CIBIL. Now, where are these servers of CIBIL? They are in America, if I am not wrong.
You're right.
Now, after all these outages, crashes, if someone is hacking, already our data is out of India, safely served there. Now, if they hack, what would happen to common man and India? What should India do now? Because politicians not discussing, political parties not interested, bureaucrats not interested, corporates not interested. Every single man now using phone to pay the payment through Paytm or Phone Pay or Rupaya or whatever you say. Different portals, online portals. What would happen to that?
Good question. Problem is, now because of the outages at Microsoft and Amazon, they have shown that this cloud storage is vulnerable. Now it is for us, corporate houses, it is for us ordinary people to stop patronizing such cloud storages if they are stored outside. Now we must insist that these companies like Microsoft, companies like Amazon, companies like Google, we should say that you make your storage space inside India and be subject to Indian laws. I think it is high time lawyers start filing public interest litigations against these cartels in court, in Supreme Courts, and try to get the Supreme Court to pass directions ordering the government to make this infrastructure available to the common man. Beyond that, it is very difficult for us, for individually, for you or me to approach the court and do it, because we do not have the financial strength to do this. But it is high time that individually people start securing themselves, people start understanding what the issue is and start acting accordingly. At an individual level, let people start acting. That is the only appeal that I can do from your channel. I have got no hopes on either the government or the opposition or the technical side of the government to do anything radical. They are not in a position to do it.
So they are not in a position to do it. My humble request to all Indians, via the constitution to ourselves, start acting as he has advised. All those legal luminaries, all advocates, start filing appeals right from High Court to Supreme Court to see that our data remains in India. Our data should not be stored somewhere else in America. CIBIL, banks should be ashamed. I don't know what word I should use. All Indian banks, you ask for CIBIL. Where is the CIBIL storage? Now, what will happen to that when Amazon and Microsoft is crashing? Those clouds are being hacked. What is your response? Parliament should discuss. Before that, every citizen, as per Article 51G, you are a honorary, you are the concerned, responsible citizen of this great country. You have to secure yourself, your family, your own earnings, your own identity, whether it is Aadhaar or anything else. So through that, file bills to all legal luminaries so that we can secure ourselves, the society, state, and India, lest once for all we are gone. And that is how our political system, the politicians, political parties being funded by these corporates, they have no understanding of what is happening because they don't have independent thinking. They are all directed, redirected at the cost of the nation. Now what? Another Bill Gates breached once again the clouds, amidst clouds, they are hanging in fire now. Absolute chaos. All those storages in the clouds, whether it is Microsoft, Amazon, tomorrow Google, what would happen to those users who have been depending on these one or two? At least now, wake up India, have our own systems, indigenous systems like ISRO, BOSS and coup. You have made it to die. Again, bring it back. Like that, have our own indigenous systems and again with servers. Those who store the information should be located in India itself, not outside. That is a one condition. And all those clouds, Amazon, Microsoft or Google, because I've been writing to Google, demanding them, where are the servers? Where is the information? Where is your local office? They have nothing here. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. If I'm wrong, correct me. So that is why insist on that. Now, what is this damage which has been done by Microsoft outages or crashes which have been happening now with clouds also under attack? What would happen? What is the damage, collateral damage which is happening to India and the world? Why India is keeping quiet? Why the world is keeping quiet? Why are they not suing Bill Gates, whether it is Amazon, now Google and YouTube also part of the same? Why are the politicians, political parties keeping quiet? Why there is no discussion in parliament or assembly, even Telangana assembly, Andhra Pradesh assembly? Now Chandrababu Naidu touts himself to be the most technologically superior man, most experienced politician who is supporting BJP, NDA. Why is he keeping quiet? Whether he's understood this problem at all? That is a $1 billion question. That is the reason why we said we need to have a thinking heads as bureaucrats. That is why every group one from the state should be pulled in at the national level so that they are relocated to the states instead of centralized UPSC, IAS, IPS, IRS. That is how we can control these type of attacks and everything will be indigenous and our data will be very, very safe and secured. If the data goes, nation goes haywire. So this is for today. Once again, DRTSPR channels to Ravichandran Swaminathan ji has come out once again to make the world to understand and recognize that if not today, there is no tomorrow. Wake up and do support DRTSPR channels, Citizens DRTSPR channel and Environment People DRTSPR channels. They are all in larger public interest. My number is 9440465339, to which is Google Pay and even Phone Pay is attached. And anyone willing to discuss, differ with us, you are most welcome, but it will be as per rule of law, constitution, invoking Evidential Act, as our Ravichandran Swaminathan guest has already done. we believe in being transparent and very, very accountable because it is public interest. Because when you say public citizens, we are the constitution and we are the nation. All those hierarchy, political or administrative, they are nothing but public servants. They are being paid by the taxes paid by us, and they have to run the administration in a transparent and accountable way. If not, we have to rise to the occasion. Thank you very much. I would always say, Jai Hind.